This is 87-year-old grandfather Thomas O'Halloran, a retired engineer turned busker who spent his days attempting to raise money for charity. His most recent one, victims of the Ukraine war. But sadly, ladies and gentlemen, if you've read the title of this video, then you'll know that he was recently targeted and killed. Let's go through this ongoing case then and catch everyone up with what we know so far. On Tuesday the 16th of August 2022, Thomas had been busking outside of a Tesco Superstore in Greenford, West London. As you guys are aware, he'd been doing it to raise funds for victims of the Ukraine war. After spending some hours there, he decided it was time to head home. One local shopkeeper would go on to tell reporters he passed his shop twice a day on his way to and from Tesco to busk. He spotted here on CCTV making that first trip back home. About 20 minutes after he was seen on that CCTV, he would head to Medway Paradise, an alleyway next to the A40 road, Western Avenue, and this would be the final leg of his trip. He would never make it home. CCTV would capture the moment he left the alleyway. The footage was circulated in the news for about 10 hours or so before being removed for unknown reasons. I think the police requested the footage to be taken down as it could have tampered with the ongoing investigation. I've seen the footage though, so I will describe what happens in that clip. So it's just after 4 PM and Thomas is picked up on his mobility scooter. He had just been stabbed. The footage appears to show two people making a phone call before Thomas drove away. According to witness accounts, he'd been pleading with bystanders to help. That phone call was more than likely for the emergency services. They would arrive on the scene a short while later, but as you can see from this image here, Thomas would have died either where the CCTV footage had ended or a short distance further. It has been confirmed he sadly died at the scene. So far in the investigation, one arrest on a 44-year-old man was made this morning on the 18th of August 2022. Police had released these CCTV images of a man who they believed was their key suspect and asked the public firstly to stay away from him if they saw him, but for two asked anyone who may know him to come forward. We can't confirm if the person arrested was the same man captured in the CCTV. One line of inquiry is that Thomas had been followed home and this was a robbery gone wrong, so to speak. The security guard who had been working that day told reporters that Thomas had been making quite a lot of money, so it wouldn't be hard to think that someone had followed him with the intent to rob him. The police aren't ruling it out either so far, so we'll assume that Thomas was found without the money he had made that day. This is what police had to say in regards to the incident.
Yesterday, an 87-year-old grandfather on a mobility scooter had his life needlessly snatched away in a shocking act of unprovoked violence right here in Greenford. I understand that our community will quite rightly be shocked and appalled by this incident, as I am too. We are now able to name the man who has tragically lost his life as Mr. Thomas O'Halloran, who lived in Greenford and was a very well-known and much-loved member of our community. My thoughts very much remain with Mr. O'Halloran's family and friends today. I'd also like to appeal for their privacy to be respected while they come to terms with their loss. Detectives from the Met's Specialist Crime Command, with the assistance of my officers, have been working tirelessly over the last 20 hours to understand what has happened and to identify who is responsible for this horrific crime. They have been following up a number of inquiries, including the reviewing of CCTV and forensic examination of the area. However, we do need your help. We are appealing to anybody with dash cam or cycle helmet footage that might have captured this incident to get into contact with us. We believe that Mr. O'Halloran was stabbed in Western Avenue shortly after 4 p.m. yesterday, Tuesday the 16th of August, before managing to travel 75 yards or so on his mobility scooter to Runnymede Gardens, where he flagged down a member of public for help. So please, if you saw anything, we do need to hear from you. As of now, the public will see extra officers patrolling the area over the coming days. They are there to protect you and to help you. If you have any concerns or information that you want to share, please approach those officers. I realise the dreadful impact that incidents like this have on our communities. I would like to reassure you all that we are doing all we can to solve the horrendous crimes that we have seen across London over the last few days. I stress that London remains one of the very safest cities in the world. As ever, however, we do need your help, and so please come forward with any information that you have about this awful incident or any other violent crimes. I would like to finish by saying our thoughts and prayers remain with Thomas O'Halloran and his family. Thank you all very much.